broadcast. Let's take you through some numbers. Is there any substance to the allegations that most of the veteran leaders are really talking about? From a Kapil Sibal to a Ghulam Nabi Azad, how has the Congress party really fared from 2014 to 2022? Two Lok Sabha elections, we saw the manner in which the Congress party has lost these elections. These were badly lost by the Congress party. They have been decimated in multiple states and multiple constituencies. 50 assembly elections, they lost 41 of them. That's a huge number we're talking about. And they've been reduced to only 2 state governments. They're ruling in Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh. If you look at their alliance partners, even they've been dumped by their allies, junior partners in Jharkhand and in Bihar. And we have seen the manner in which different political parties have been very wary of the manner in which they want to associate with the Congress party. Joining us on the broadcast is a panel of guests. Sanju Verma, the BJP national spokesperson, is joining us on the show. Charan Singh Sapra of the Congress party. Sanjay Kumar, who is a professor and a former director at the CSDS, is also joining us. We also have Mr. Kailash Adhikari, who is a political analyst and managing director of Governance Now. And Neerja Chaudhary, who is a senior journalist, joins us on the broadcast. Mr. Sapra, coming to you first. This has been a painful and a hurtful exit from the Congress party. Are you miffed with Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad because he showed a mirror to the Congress party?
See, Anusha, of course, this is a very unfortunate thing to happen, I would like to say. But I would also like to highlight, the chronology. Please pay attention towards the chronology. The farewell speech of the Prime Minister with moist eyes. Thereafter, Padma Vibhushan for Shri Ghulam Nabi Azad, and also the extension of the residence or the bungalow in Lutyens, Delhi. So this shows that somewhere there is a connect between him and Bharatiya Janata Party. And also you see the timing. The timing is, when Congress Party is protesting in the entire country, taking major issues like inflation, issue of inflation or the price rise, or the unemployment, the farmers' issue, and also the dwindling economy, and also the issue of polarization.
Mr. Sapra, I listened to your chronology, I listened to your arguments. This is a leader who has given his entire life for the Congress party. This is a leader which worked for the Congress party in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. This is a leader who's written a 5-page letter, who still pays personal regards to Mrs. Sonia Gandhi, but is not happy with in the manner in which Rahul Gandhi has been running the affairs of the party. He's also saying in that letter that it's not that he did not try and give feedback. Multiple Chintan Shivers were held. He gave feedback. There were letters written, but the Congress party paid no heed. It is run by sycophants who know nothing about politics and how politics ought to be run. And this is not a standalone allegation that you can put it on the BJP. From a Kapil Sibal to a Jyotiraditya Scindia to even a new neta like a Hardik Patel, none of them had great things to say about the Congress party. And in fact, there is a pattern in the criticism that they have put out in the public domain. You can't deny all of it, can you?
See, Anusha, you are trying to say that this letter is damaging for Congress party. I would also like to put it that way, that it is also damaging for the author of the letter. See, in 1.5 page, he has written about the designations of the posts, whether they were the constitutional posts or whether they were the organizational posts which he has enjoyed in the last 5 decades. And then he's also writing that he has done a selfless work. Now, I don't remember a person doing selfless work and taking all the perks of constitutional posts and the organizational posts. So it is, a counterproductive letter. Likewise, Mr. Azad, where he has complained about Shri Rahul Gandhi, he has mentioned an event of 2013. Why he did not protest at that time when he was a minister in 2013? He never protested. He never protested later. He has worked with Shri Rahul Gandhi, or maybe under Rahul Gandhi's leadership, for around 17 years. Why he has not protested for all these 17 years? Why now? Because his Rajya Sabha term is over and he's viewing that there will be no other term for him. That's why, I would like to...
Mr. Sapra, one more question before I go to Sanju and my other guests. You're saying you basically work with a leader who's an opportunist, who's hungry for power, did not have any talent. Is that your argument? Because if you're saying you gave Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad constitutional positions, or he was a member of the Rajya Sabha, this is also a veteran leader who gave his entire career to the Congress party. It's a two-way street, isn't it?
See, I agree. He has given the career. Even I am there into Congress party since 36 years. But I was not that lucky to get such important posts right from beginning, right from 1975 onwards till date. All the years he have been on some
Sanju,
post,
are you
although
on
the
to us?
46 years as Congress Working Committee member, 35 years as AICC General Secretary, Union Minister under 4 Prime Ministers, Chief Minister Jammu and Kashmir, and various other All India Youth Congress President. Such important posts he has held.
So,
And a person
why
who
did a
has
Sunil Jakhar quit the Congress party? Why did a Kapil Sibal quit a Congress party? I'll come back to you. Sanju, coming to you. You can make your points that you want, but let me add one question. The allegation that the Congress party is making is that you're poaching talent from them. You are wooing these leaders and you're creating a dissent within their party. That's the allegation being made by the BJP only, by the Congress party on the BJP.
You know, Anusha, the fact of the matter is that in politics, A, you need to keep your flock together. B, if you look at the Congress history, particularly in the last 8 years, ever since Prime Minister Narendra Modi stormed to power in 2014, 45 small and big elections have been lost by Rahul Gandhi. And yet, every time he loses an election, rather than doing an introspection, an Atmachintan, the entire Congress cabal comes out rooting. बाकी सबकी गलती है, but राहुल गांधी पर कोई सवाल खड़े ना करे, राहुल गांधी के खिलाफ कोई उंगली तक ना उठाए. This is the attitude. I think the Congress is actually a private limited company where the chairperson, the directors are 4 family members: Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka, and Robert Vadra. The entire narrative that the BJP is poaching Congress people. I want to ask you something. If you look at the letter by Jaiveer Shergill, you look at the letter of Himanta Biswa Sarma, who was in the Congress before he became, a BJP person and is now the Chief Minister of Assam. If you look at Himanta Biswa Sarma's letter of 2015, and you look at Ghulam Nabi Azad's letter now, or even for that matter, if you look at what Amrinder Singh said to Sonia Gandhi earlier in the year before quitting the Congress, one thing is very common. The Congress has no room for meritocracy, point number 1. The Congress has no room for competence, point number 2. The Congress thrives on sycophancy, and if you look at Ghulam Nabi Azad's letter today, what struck me the most was there is no institutional integrity and there is control via a remote...
Well, Sanju, I have one question for you. I am very clear on this, that as far as introspection within the Congress party, run by being a coterie of sycophants, these criticisms are persistent from all the leaders, top leaders who have quit the Congress party, and the Congress party needs introspection on that. You cannot also deny the fact that a lot of these veterans have joined the BJP. They have been given good positions within the BJP. And while you may say that there is no merit or no meritocracy within the Congress party, or these are dynasts, you are actually poaching a lot of these dynasts, or you're actually getting a lot of these dynasts into your own party, BJP.
Let me be very clear with you, Anusha. I worked in the corporate sector for donkey's years. Now you are, a reputed anchor of a reputed channel. If you slog it day and night, right? And at the end of the day, apart from just giving, you your fat paycheck, your boss never has a good thing to say about you. You're constantly humiliated. Your talent is constantly undermined. Tell me honestly, would you not look for greener pastures? I mean, that is the nature of the beast. And I want to think, if you look at Himanta Biswa Sarma, he was a career Congress person. How is it that he's doing so phenomenally well in Assam? How is it that N. Biren Singh, who's now the Chief Minister of Manipur, he's doing so phenomenally well? How is it that Pema Khandu, who's now the Chief Minister of Arunachal Pradesh, an ex-congressman, is doing so phenomenally well in the BJP? So you have to give credit where it is due. The BJP respects and nurtures meritocracy, and it is exactly the opposite with Congress. I will just tell you, Congress ka C is only for 3 things: chamchagiri, and then some more chamchagiri.
All right.
This Darbari culture is not going to work in today's polity.
Mr. Sapra, a quick reaction.